How's it going?
John, we saw Vic Beasley practice for the first time today. What intrigued you all about his game to add him to the practice squad?
Well, obviously he's had a history in the NFL. He's got some playing experience, and we liked him coming out of Clemson. We got to see if we can get him going again, but I'll make no predictions.
John, can I ask you how fun it's been for Raider Nation? You know, you think about the quarterback matchups, Carr and Breeze and Carr and Brady and Carr and Mahomes a couple of times. Now Matt Ryan. How great are these matchups, and how do Carr and Ryan kind of maybe are they similar at all?
Well, Matt's done it a long time at a high level, and I've always enjoyed the way he plays. He's a coach on the field. He's a great down-to-down competitor. They call him Matty Ice for a reason. When the game's on the line at the end of the game, he's got a way of bringing his team back. And I think a lot of our quarterback, obviously, I'm not going to compare them, but we got to play a lot better on defense to slow Ryan and this offense down.
John, I'm curious about your use of audibles and some of the things that are coming out of Derek's mouth that everybody can hear now. That it's just since there's the sound on TV and Purple Walrus and these different things, does he come up with those? Do you come up with them? What's the genesis of those? And more seriously, how different is it now to call audibles in an environment where the other side can hear everything that you're saying?
You think I came up with Purple Walrus, Jerry? Really? No, I don't know where he comes up with some of this. Just so you know, a lot of it is just, it's fake chatter. It means nothing. Some of these words, it's like the baseball guy on third base signaling. He's doing all this stuff. You know what it means? Nothing. You got to know where the indicator is. So you can listen and you can rewind it all you want and try to figure it out. But I'm not going to get into our audibles. It's a shame that now we're given access to our snap count and our inventory of plays on live TV. I don't know what the world is coming to.
John, what have you seen out of Damon Arnett since he's come back, and where would you like to see him maybe improve his play?
He's got to improve in all areas. We got a young secondary. Unfortunately, none of these guys have practiced very much, and when they do practice, they don't practice together. Arnett missed today again. He was sick. Amik Robertson was sick today. Abram missed a week of practice last week. We just, we like the makeup. We like the talent. But we got to get these guys out here. I don't know enough about him as a player yet. I just know he's got great potential, but I do not like that word at all. Potential means you haven't done it yet.
John, this is a little off topic, but with Thanksgiving coming around the corner tomorrow, is there a certain dish that you must see on the table tomorrow?
Man, you're killing me with some of your questions, man. I'm just hoping I got a place to go. Right now, we lose to Kansas City. I'm lucky to have a place to go.
Hey, John, you were asked the other day, and you talked about why or how this 6-4 is different from last year's 6-4. Why is this year's 6-4 better than last year's 6-4?
I could care less about 6-4. I just care what we do at the end, Paul. This comparing stuff is for ESPN analysts. Those days are in my past. We got a long way to go, but we're getting progress. We're making signs on offense, and we're showing some things on defense. We just got to play a lot better together, and we got to keep, building our franchise and keep working with these players and trying to get them to play and perform better and better and better. That's all I can say, honestly.
John, on Monday you were talking about Raheem and how they were playing hard for him. You've obviously watched film. Has that even increased in your own mind on how hard they're playing for him right now?
Yeah, I think that's the best, best way to get this press conference going here is they're 3-7. That's a joke. This is the best 3-7 team I've ever seen. I don't know how they've lost some of these games. I'm sure they don't either. They got a heck of a defense. They're top 10 on third down. They're top 10 against the run. They got a linebacker, number 54. Aluakon, everybody's got to start figuring out who this guy is, where he came from. He's as good a linebacker as we've seen on film all year. They're running and they're playing hard, and they've got firepower on offense. They're a lot better football team than their record.
Hey, John, you've talked in the past about how the Raiders like to rejuvenate players. You guys brought in Beasley and McKinley. Do you look at what went wrong in the past, or you totally go with a clean slate with these guys?
You know what? We've always looked at what we thought of the players coming out. When McKinley came out of UCLA, when Vic came out of Clemson, I know I liked them both. I know Mike liked them both. And when players are available that we liked, we want to bring them here as soon as possible if everything is legitimate and it works out financially and all the other ways. But that's the big thing. And I learned that from Al Davis when I was here, learned that from Bill Walsh with the 49ers. Bring in Hacksaw Reynolds, bring in Fred Dean, bring in some of these players, Matt Mullen, Ronnie Lott, bring them that have played great before. There's a chance they can play great again, and sometimes a change of scenery is what these guys need.
We'll do one more, Vinny.
John, I know you're limited in what you can say along these lines, but Cleve Farrell, do you feel like he's going to be in line to be able to play on Sunday, or is that still just kind of up in the air?
I don't know how he's going to play, honestly. I haven't seen Cleve in a while, and we think he's going to be back in the facility tomorrow. We're going to do the right thing to ramp him up and make sure he's okay. We're hoping we get Maurice Hurst back. We had Littleton show up in practice for the first time in a couple of weeks. We're trying to get him back in circulation. I'm reaching out to LaMarcus Joyner. I hope he comes back soon, and Theo Riddick. We got a lot of moving parts right now, and that's the way it's going. But that's the best I can do. You guys have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving. All right? See you.
Hey, Derek, I don't even know if you've noticed what goes on in the outside world or not, but did you know that your audibles are a big thing now?
Yeah.
Purple Walrus and all the various stuff that you're saying. I'm just curious as the genesis of some of those. Are those things you come up with? Are there things your kids tell you? I mean, how do you come up with them? And more seriously, how has audibling changed at all with the defense being able to hear everything you're saying?
Well, the defense has always, I think, been able to hear. Just everyone can hear more now with no fans, and it's been fun for me. I have so many, and honestly, I've been like all my some of my best friends. They'll send me some tweets of people trying to figure out what it means and things like this. And it's so funny how wrong people are, but it's fun to read, to us, because they're trying to figure it out, and I was like, man, you can give people a list of our audibles or things that I've said, and they still have to memorize that list and know why I'm saying it, and know what it means. And I've used probably 20 of them that absolutely mean, I say the same word, and then sometimes it means something, sometimes it means nothing. So there's ways to protect it and things like that. The genesis of some of them, I can't take all the credit, although I wish I could, but I've had some good ones. I've had some fun with it. I've been able to have fun with it myself, and throw certain players' names in there and different things. I got some new ones obviously for this game, and all those kind of things. So my mind's always working, just coming up with stuff. But don't get it twisted. I don't come up with all of them. I'm not that smart.
Hey, Derek, can I ask you, you're playing at such an elite level right now. How would you compare that 2016 season to this season? And I mean, there's MVP chatter, obviously, back then, even now this year. How do you compare the two seasons, and are you playing better this year than in 2016?
Chris, it's hard to say. It's two different systems, It's two different systems. It's two totally different teams, And I've always felt, especially this year, I've always felt that I've gotten better every season. And, I haven't went anywhere, Chris. I've been here the whole time. My process hasn't changed since back then, and it's not going to change now. And if I can add to it, I'll add to it. But it does help when you get to be in the same system for 3 years. It does help when you're hearing the same voice in the headset. You're hearing the same voice, Monday through Saturday. Here it helps to have continuity up front and at skill positions. And quarterback is a great position that we all love to talk about, but I cannot do it alone, and no one in this world can. No matter how awesome we think certain guys are and things like that, if you change the situation for them, things will be different sometimes. And so it's always a process. It's always tough. But I'll let you guys debate on what year is my best year. Chris, in the nicest way, I just don't care. I'm on a mission right now to continually get better and lead this football team.
Derek, does this 6-4 feel different than where you guys were last year when you were 6-4?
You know, Josh, me and Mr. Mayock, I said the same words to him. You know, I said, he in our conversation the other day, he was like, we were 6-4 last year, and I said, yeah, but this feels different. He said, I agree. You know, I think we both feel that it's different. You know, there's just something about this team. The teams that we've lost to, how we've lost. And things like that. The teams that we've played with and beat and things like that. We're definitely a better team this year. But we right now have to finish this season better than we did last year. And I believe that we will. I'm hopeful and I believe that we will. But and I think that it's different. I feel it's different. But time will tell if it is different.
Hey, Derek, I thought you said something interesting Sunday, that a lot of your winning routine goes back to your rookie season and working with Coach Olson. I was wondering if you could just expand on that, what he instilled on you then, and how your relationship has grown over the years, and maybe what's changed, what he helps you with now.
You know what I love about Olson, Coach Olson, I call him Ole, so I try and say Coach to y'all. What I love about Ole is when I came into the NFL, I had him, I had Coach DiFilippo, and I had Matt McGloin in the room and Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub was huge for me. And what they all did is they taught me how to be a pro. I have information from my brother, obviously. He has information from all the guys he learned from or played with. And I had all this information, but I had to make it my own, And what Ole helped me do, he's like, hey, you need to get your calendar out. This is when I'm throwing. This is when I'm watching this. This is when I'm watching it. And you have to have a winning routine. We still talk about it. I kid you not, like I'll be asleep and I'll wake up thinking about my winning routine because Ole has said it to me for so many years now, and it's just stuck in my brain. And I learned how to take all of that information that I had and put it on paper and then put it to use. And then I'd play and it takes time. You have to have a process. You have to play games and be like, well, I didn't feel prepared for that situation. Then you got to add something to it, or you got to change something. And what days you're watching what film, when are you doing this, when are you watching that? And so Coach Olson really taught me how to be a pro, taught me how the superstar quarterbacks do it. And he said, if you want any chance at being one of those, this is just a proven, formula. And so for me, I just wanted to be as best as I could. So I took that formula and I've kind of just made it my own over the years. And I thank Ole for that because he gave me structure. He gave me, I'm someone that, I love to play in a really big yard, but sometimes if you give me just a little bit smaller yard with some structure, I'm better. And I feel like he did that for my brain. He kind of took all that information and said, all right, now put it in this box and find out where it goes. And he helped me do that.
Hey, Derek, it's Deshaun Reed from The Athletic. I have like a super off-topic question. What did I do to get blocked on Twitter, man?
Say it again.
I said, what did I do to get blocked on Twitter, man?
Did you get blocked? You probably said something silly. Yeah, you probably said something crazy. I mute and block people all the time, and it didn't. You maybe didn't even say it about me. You maybe said it about one of my best friends, man. And so, I'm sorry that it's come to this. If we want to go have lunch, we could have lunch, man. From 6 feet distance with masks on, all the protocols. I'm not trying to get in trouble in the city again. So we can do that, but. I blocked, man. Some of y'all probably got blocked on here too, but we're still friends, I just don't want to read the negativity, man. I don't want someone to tweet it or come out. I don't want to see it, So it's nothing personal, man. That's social media. I'm still me in person,
Not even sure where to go after that, but Derek, you talk about the command that you have of this offense, and you've talked about it, going back to training camp, and obviously it's manifesting itself in how you're playing, how this offense is playing. But how does that jive also with your center and the importance of you and him and Rodney being on the same page as well? Is that a big part of this as well?
Every time I see our COVID doctor walking around here, I always ask him, is Rodney okay? It's like, he's walking around telling people, contact, or you're close, you're too close. I was like, well, just make sure Rodney's not by anybody, all right? So Rodney's one of my best friends I have that I've made in this game. We have a lot of laughs, a lot of memories, a lot of crazy stories, I'm sure, over our 6 years together. But I couldn't imagine taking the field without him. I couldn't imagine and that's not a knock on anyone else. It's just how much I love him, how much he means to me, how our communication is just so second nature now, how we together go about calling the blitzes and the protections, and how we see things. I am extremely blessed to have a center like him, and to have him. When I got him, I was really young too when I got him in my second year, and I've been able to grow with him, and we've been able to grow together in this league, and it's a beautiful thing, man. And that whenever you can, again, get a group of guys, a whole team, obviously you want all 53, but if you can get a majority of them, 25, 35, those guys that can always grow and play together for a lot of years, a lot of good things can start happening, man. And I feel like we've, we haven't seen everything, but we've seen a lot. I'll say that, together. And especially him playing with a young quarterback, we were seeing different kinds of stuff all the time. And now it's grown to a place where a little bit more respect. You still get heated up, and people still want to hit you, but people kind of respect what he's been able to do and what we've been able to do together with the protection. So it's kind of cool to see that, and I'm glad I'm not a second year guy anymore. But those blitzes still come out of nowhere.
Last two, Levi and Ed.
Hey, Derek, I just asked John this question a couple minutes ago, and he got a little ticked off by it, but are you excited for Thanksgiving tomorrow, and what are you most looking forward to seeing on your table tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely always excited to spend time with my family, especially we spend so much time doing this, and so I'm always excited to spend time with my family. Obviously my parents or my brothers and all 47 of their children won't be here, but we can't do that, but I'll have my wife and my kids with me, and being able to spend time with just a little bit extra time with them, especially during the season with how busy we are, I'm be thankful for that. But I think there's a lot of people out there that aren't going to get to see their families, or I know if I was in college right now or things like that, I know a lot of people like that. What's up, Wilbur? I know a lot of people like that they can't go home, like they're like someone in their house had quarantine, so now they can't go home for Thanksgiving. It's crazy in America right now. So my heart's out for the people that don't get to be with their family, so I'll definitely be thankful for that.
Last one, Ed.
Derek, you've talked about winning's the only thing that matters and kind of keeping the outside noise out this year, but you've also been really grounded and talked a lot about your faith. When things go wrong or up or down this year, you're having such a great year, how does that keep you grounded and balanced?
Yeah, Ed, we're all a work in progress, man. I've never been perfect, and I never will be, but I really feel that in my life that my faith just gave me a foundation, to not get too low, but especially to not get too high. When we were back winning, it's easy when you're a young kid in this league and you start having a lot of success and you get a big contract and things like that to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is it. And you start thinking about all that stuff like it means something, and all that stuff is fleeting. And I try and instill it in our young guys, our young bucks today, man, to just do your process. Whatever this game gives you, you be thankful for it. But then you just go home and enjoy your family, enjoy what you got. So that's just how I am, man. My faith is who I am. I'm not a perfect man, but I try my best to live to a certain standard, man. And I try and do that with my kids as well.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank y'all.
Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Johnathan, Paul Gutierrez here from ESPN. Why does this year's 6-4 feel different from last year's 6-4 heading into this game?
I feel like this year we're a totally different team. I feel like we definitely, as a defense, gel together, and I feel like we know what we can do out there. We just got to put it together all 4 quarters and make a run.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, Johnathan. You guys are moving on to Atlanta now, but it had to sting a lot to have the Chiefs down like that, and see what Mahomes did at the end of the game. And how much of that was him just doing what he does, and how much of it was you guys maybe making mistakes on your end?
He definitely. Well, that last play, the rush wasn't as good as it was throughout the game, and we kind of he was able to escape the pocket. So obviously didn't do a good job of that, and then a mistake on the back end, and he just made us pay. He's a great quarterback. He makes plays like that. So for us, we just got to stay as solid and firm on our execution, and finish out games. It really wasn't much to really say. We know what happened, and now we just got to improve from it.
Hi, Johnathan. Levi Damien from USA Today. You've been a pretty steadfast presence in the middle there, but you seem to there seems to be quite a bit of rotation with the guys around you, namely these guys that are coming up from the practice squad. What have you seen from them? They've seemed to have contributed quite a bit, at least especially in this last game, in limited snaps.
Well, sure, the guys that came off press squad, I feel like every time there's been a situation where I guess COVID or some guys that's not able to make the game, I feel like other guys have done a good job of stepping in and executing. It's just, I guess the time we're in today, not everybody is, staying COVID free, but, whenever there's a guy that's next up that need to go out there and play and perform, they got to do their thing. So I feel like guys that's been stepping up are doing an excellent job. We just got to continue to, improve and get better.
Hey, Johnathan, this is Vic. How's it going? You guys have got a lot of new players this year. What's been, you think, the hardest thing for you guys to come in and pick up with the system, with the Paul Gunther system on defense? What's the toughest adjustment for those guys, you think?
Really just, getting to know each other, just learning how to play off each other and just learn the scheme as we go. But I feel like we've done a good job of, learning the scheme, playing together. It's just that we have a lot of moments, throughout, the season that kind of just, bust the coverage or get out of a run gap. Things like that we just need to fix, and I think we'll be good. I think we'll be fine.
Hey, Johnathan, sacks have obviously been few and far between for the defense, but when you look up and you see that Matt Ryan was sacked 8 times last week, does that get you guys' eyebrows raised a little bit, or can you not do too much to everybody's got to still just do their own job?
I feel like you can get excited about that, but you obviously got to go out there and play the game. Just because one team had 9 sacks or whatever the amount they had, don't mean that we're gonna have the same 2. But I feel like we're definitely come prepared, and ready to cause some havoc.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Oh.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Trayvon, what's the bounce back been like after the Chiefs loss? I mean, that was a tough way to lose, and you guys had them at the end of the game, and then they wound up coming through. How much of that was Mahomes, and how much of it was you guys not doing your job the way you wanted to?
I mean, I want to say so much for not doing our job. I mean, we just got to go out there and execute at a higher level. We just got to all trust each other, go out there, play together, and make the plays that we're supposed to make, and we'll come out with a victory.
Hey, Trayvon, how does this year's 6-4 record feel different than last year's 6-4 record when you went into New York and played the Jets?
I mean, this year feels better. I say that because we got a lot of guys that are willing to make sacrifices. We got a lot of guys that play with an edge. We just got a lot of guys that want to win. So it's really exciting. We always got the next man up mentality, and those guys are always ready as well. So it's never no slack like that. So we just got to continue to build and move forward and just win out the rest of these games.
Hey, Trayvon, are you excited to be going back up against Calvin Ridley after, the history that you guys have had in those epic battles between Alabama and Clemson?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Just knowing he's a good receiver, it's going to be a lot of competition. I'm ready for it. We are ready for it as a group as well. We're going to prepare well. We're going to play with good fundamentals and technique, and we're just going to get out there.
So as well, how about the other receiver, Julio Jones? What's it like preparing for a guy like him and just the physical skills he has?
I mean, just preparing-wise, I just continue to be me. For me, I prepare as if I prepare well, then I play well. I don't too much look at other guys and those names and how they play. It's too much of what I do, what I can control, and I go out there. If I play at a high level and execute, then I feel like I'll be well. And as a group, it's the same way. We practice well, execute and practice, play on Sundays, and we'll have a good turnout.
And Trayvon, you guys brought in so many new players, and like everybody else, you didn't have an off season. And then now that the season started, there's been like a revolving doors of players going in and out because of injuries or COVID list. And how difficult and what kind of a challenge has it been to sort of build unity within a defense with all those things going on?
I mean, there is a challenge, but for us, I mean, just like I say, you have to have that next man up mentality. Guys got to be ready. Guys got to prepare. got to prepare like a starter, even if you're not. You just got to continue to bond with guys, understand what's going on, understand that you may could be next up. You never know. So as long as you prepare well, pay attention to details, and just be ready, I think everything will be good.
All right. Thank you, everyone. That'll be all for today.